Yo, what is going on, guys? Pokestar here, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should be buying Azumarill for solo queuing or for ranking, for 5 stacks and stuff like that. We're probably going to start off with the cons, and then we'll go with the positive notes on this Pokemon. As far as the cons go, this Pokemon feels really squishy. I don't know what it is, but for some reason this Pokemon does feel super squishy. Way squishier than any other Pokemon that I've played with. Excuse the cough, because your boy's kind of, well, I don't want to say I'm sick, but you know, I'm coughing. For the most part, he is squishy. I feel like he's too squishy. Like, I feel like they just made him a little bit too squishy. Another thing too, his movesets are kind of, I wouldn't say they're balanced out. It's more like undercut. They just feel super underwhelming. His water gun doesn't, I think it's water gun, water pulse. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It doesn't really do, it doesn't give out a huge amount of damage, nor does it actually help you out. You have that little roll afterwards that you can, you know, roll away or roll forward, but it just doesn't, feel right using that move. Play rough is a little bit better, but with play rough, you're kind of risking it going into the enemy, and then for yourself to get out, I mean, you don't, you really can't get out. I mean, it boosts up your speed, but it doesn't. That's another problem too that we'll get into in a little bit. But with play rough, you have an increased speed, which doesn't feel like you've got the increased speed, so it's kind of risky. It's like a 50-50 that you're teeter-tottering it. You rush into the Pokemon, and let's say you know, they're still alive. They can possibly outplay you, but not only that, their teammates can actually get in there and actually, you know, do something about it where they can actually take you out pretty quickly. And like how I said before, Azumarill is squishy. As far as Whirlpool go and Aquatel, they both seem pretty good. Those two movesets I do enjoy using. They're pretty fun to use. I don't really have much complaint with those two movesets. It's just play rough and then water gun. That's the only ones I have problems with. Just because there's not a whole, you're just risking it essentially. But with water pulse and Aquatel, for the most part, they seem pretty balanced out. I don't see where they will pull out a buff or a nerf, whether it's too strong or too weak. I feel like those two movesets are good on its own terms. Now, this Pokemon feels really slow. I don't know what it is. It's probably in the stats, but this Pokemon, the stats say that it's a little bit fast, but it just doesn't feel it. You don't feel the speed or anything like that. And like how I said earlier today, that play rough, it gives you increased movement speed. You don't feel that at all. I mean, this Pokemon feels really slow. And if you were to have that movement speed increase, it just feels like another Pokemon that just doesn't have any movement speed, and it's just regular. It's like a base speed stat. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Cause you just don't. It just feels super slow with the Pokemon. It just really, it really does feel slow. Even if you were to use play rough, like you don't feel that burst of. You just don't feel that speed at all. Like, it takes the homie a while just to even get to one spot or another. And the only con I can think of is I don't see where you'll be using this Pokemon a lot, because you have so many other options. You have a Lucario, you have the Machamp that just recently got a buff, you just got a Charizard. You know, you have other options, better options to use as an all-rounder compared to Azumarill. So that's just to kind of keep in mind. The top tier players, they only use, like, you only see the Lucarios and Machamp, and then, like, of course, your Charizards. That's the only Pokemon that you really see on ranked matches with your 5 stacks. Solo queues doesn't really matter, because you can play Azumarill in a solo queue for the most part. For the most part, she does her job just nice. It just doesn't, like I said, it feels really underwhelming. Like, there's really nothing big to talk about this Pokemon. She feels okay. She feels a little bit balanced, but I feel like she's missing just a little bit where she's completely balanced. Just right now, she's just underwhelming with the other two movesets plus her movement speed. Her Unite move is really good. Her Unite move is really good too. The only downside, like I said, I like the idea of you're charging in, you're diving in, but then again, if you're diving in on a team fight and you're surrounded by all the enemies, they can take you out super quick. Like there's that's a guaranteed kill for you, or not for you, but for the teammates themselves. The opposing teammates will guarantee a kill off of you when you're diving in. That being said, the pros for this Pokemon, very fun to use. It's just a new Pokemon that feels really fun to use. It's unique on its own. I like its passive, where if you're doing a 1v1 with another Pokemon, you're just critting. After one basic attack, after the one basic attack, it's just nothing but crits. Now I would say they did downplay on the crit rates on this Pokemon, so it doesn't feel as big as it should have. I feel like they should have popped it off a little bit more, but they didn't. They just left it where it's at. But it is fun to do the crit because you're just critting all the time. You can easily do the 1v1s against Lucarios, the Machamps for sure. You can honestly do a jungle with this Pokemon as well. I've seen plays where this Pokemon does go through jungle and it works out pretty fine. It works out just as good. Not as great as the other ones, but it does its purpose. Like I said, this Pokemon is fun to use. Like I said, you can throw so much stuff into this Pokemon when it comes down to items. Biggest pet peeve would probably be weakness policy. Even despite a whole lot of people or a whole lot of Unite players not using weakness policy, this Pokemon does benefit off of weakness policy. You can throw in the Muscle Band. You can throw in the Scope Lens just for that extra critical rate chance. Because the only way you can counter this Pokemon, let's say both opposing teams are doing the 1-1-3. So they all do 1-1-3s. The only way you can counter this Pokemon is to actually have 2-1-2, because the passive just goes away. Like I said, the passive is really good, but it's easier to counter this Pokemon. Like, it's super easy. Like, if you see it coming in, you can just be like, hey, you can ping your opponents or ping your teammates that, hey, Azumarill is on bottom lane or top lane or maybe jungle. I just need someone to come with me. We can take care of it. Because if you do the 1v1s, you're looking at an 80% chance, 80-20%. So 80% Azumarill will get the kill off of you. 20% Azumarill may be outplayed. That being said, 2v1 the Azumarill for sure. That way the passive can go away. You don't gotta worry about it. I think that's pretty much all I can really think of. This Pokemon is really fun to use. As far as the meta goes, this is just my opinion. You guys can buy Azumarill if you guys want to or not. But this is just my opinion. After playing her for let's see, I did about almost 5.5 to 7 hours of playtime, and I can honestly say this Pokemon, I wouldn't buy it at first. I wouldn't buy the Pokemon, but it is fun to have a Pokemon off to the side. Like, if you're just having fun in standard, you can use this Pokemon. It's just those type of Pokemon. It's like the same thing with Cotton Chop. Like, I like the idea, but it won't fit in an actual high ranked team if we're going about that. Same thing goes for like Solo Queue. If you're doing ranked Solo Queue, I wouldn't recommend it, just because, like I said, the meta is super it's just super strong right now, and Azumarill just doesn't fit in the current meta as we speak. One thing I do wish for this Pokemon, and I'm hoping that they do, is give it a small little buff. I hope they don't nerf it because it does not need a nerf. It does not need a nerf. It does not need a nerf. It does need a buff, but it does not need a nerf. If it gets a buff, you know, that's just the devs. They do what they want to do. That's cool with it. But I feel like it just needs just a small little buff. Just a small little buff where either they can increase the movement speed of the Pokemon, increase the damage, or the abilities of Water Pulse, and then Play Rough. I'm hoping they do something like that, but this Pokemon is super squishy, as you can tell in the gameplay. There's really not a lot going on. This Pokemon is just fun to use. I wouldn't buy it, but you know, I already did technically. Just I did it for you guys. I did it for you guys. So, like I said, it was my opinion. I wouldn't buy it. And I'm hoping, you know, you guys can pick whether or not you guys want to buy it. Some people will like the Pokemon, you know, unless you're a baller, you just don't care and you buy every Pokemon because, you know, baller, ching, ching, ching. But that's all I really got to say about the Azumarill. I just hope they do give her a little buff where she's kind of fun to mess around with, more youthful, where you can start seeing her in the top ranked teams. But other than that, though, I think that's about it. Leave a comment down below what you think about Azumarill. You think she's balanced? You think she's underwhelming? What do you want to see changed in this Pokemon? And then this is where we're gonna put it in a tier list where, as of right now, I will put it at a C+ tier. That's kind of where I'm gonna put it at, a C+ tier. Like I said, the cons are just too greater than the pros. I'm gonna just put it as a C+ tier just because the Pokemon is fun to use and I do enjoy using the Pokemon every so often. It just throws the teams off just a little bit, but I do hope the devs do give a buff on this Pokemon. Other than that, though, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening, enjoying it. Thank you guys for the love and support. And like I said, just leave in a comment what you think about the Pokemon. You know, what do you want to see changed? And then that's pretty much about it. Other than that, though, guys, stay safe out there, guys, and thank you.